Here's your wrestling news for December 21st, 2021. And your headlines for today include, with the unexpected alliance on Raw, how is the WWE title picture shaping up? Did WWE finally start playing to Liv Morgan's strengths on Raw? Roman Reigns responds to fan sign mocking him at WWE live event. WWE trying to bring back Stone Cold Steve Austin for WrestleMania 38. OMOS splits from AJ Styles, demolishes the former WWE champion on Raw. AJ Styles set to appear on NXT 2.0 this week. How is the booking of Edge and The Miz going on Raw? Vince McMahon threatened to fire Michael Cole for mentioning Jimmy Snuka on WWE television. WWE wrestler is sent home from the road early. Jeet Rama calls out WWE, throws major accusations. WWE announces several matches for Raw next week, and more. We are kicking off today with Raw, which kicked off with WWE Champion Big E and the man he dethroned for the gold, Bobby Lashley. During their confrontation, Lashley even said that MVP was ready to take on the champ, an interesting claim given that MVP was still using his walking stick and wearing a suit. Before this impromptu match could start, Lashley was attacked by Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, and while he managed to hold his own, it was a sign that the two former Universal Champions are happy to align, even if it's for the few days before WWE Day 1. Both superstars acknowledged Lashley as their biggest threat, so were understandably furious when Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce told him that it would be Owens and Rollins versus Lashley and Big E in the main event. Later in the show, a crucial backstage segment happened, as MVP asks whether Lashley had planned for Owens and Rollins to show up and attack the WWE Champion, but Lashley responded simply by asking for some water. A crucial moment that went under the radar. It seems Lashley is ready to end his 18-month-long alliance with MVP, one that's elevated him to world champion status. Just like splitting the Hurt Business before WrestleMania 37, this split will be a controversial move, as even the supposed reunion of the Hurt Business fell flat. Nevertheless, the main event saw Big E and Lashley get the win, but only after some impressive teamwork by Rollins and Owens. In fact, we wouldn't be surprised if the former WrestleMania opponents remain aligned after Day 1 if neither becomes WWE Champion, and whatever the future holds, it could mark the start of a WrestleMania program. Raw also saw another impressive showing by Liv Morgan, who improves on the mic with every passing week. Though she remains not at the same level as Becky Lynch on the mic, things have gradually changed, and their last Raw Women's title match elevated Morgan's stock, even in defeat. Since then, WWE has done a good job with presenting her as a legitimate challenger, one that Lynch has gone from mocking to avoiding. The latest angle at Lynch's gym saw Morgan pull off a sneak attack, with the man being restrained by her own students. Even this week, Morgan's promo didn't feel forced or awkward, but the WWE instead played to her strengths, even if she isn't destined to have her women's title win anytime soon. It'll be interesting to see how things play out for Morgan after Day 1, as even if she isn't expected to become Raw Women's Champion on January 1st, a title win in 2022 seems inevitable for the young superstar. At a recent WWE live event, Roman Reigns teamed up with the Usos to face Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, and King Woods in a match that's happened at several prior untelevised shows. What sets this match apart, though, is the response from the crowd, as one member of the audience expressed their disdain for the tribal chief in their own way. At the Des Moines, Iowa event, Woods found a sign from said fan, emblazoned with the words, "Roman sits when he pees." Incensed, the Usos grabbed the sign and ripped it apart, while Reigns made it clear via his gestures that he stands when he goes to the bathroom, and if his gesture is to be believed, certainly isn't lacking down there. This was a much lighter side to Reigns than what we've seen over the past year, and in the end, it was the faces who got the win, sending the crowd home happy. Since they're not televised, live events allow superstars to have a lot more fun, as they don't have to worry about what fans watching around the world are seeing, but expect Reigns to be back to his more serious ways when he returns to SmackDown this week, ahead of his Day 1 title match with Brock Lesnar. WrestleMania news now, as next year's show will once more be a two-night pay-per-view, airing on April 2nd and 3rd from AT&T Stadium. With a capacity of 80,000, WWE will need some huge names to sell tickets, and one man who'd certainly put butts in seats is Stone Cold Steve Austin. According to WrestleVotes, WWE is trying hard to get Austin back for next year's WrestleMania, as the show will happen in his home state of Texas. As for what role Austin will have if he does return, it was noted that it won't be as a wrestler, as the Rattlesnake has kept up his retirement since facing The Rock at WrestleMania 19. Austin won't be lacing up the boots, but the report says that the former world champion will have a meaningful part of the event if he does show up. Austin's last appearance on WWE TV was back on the March 16, 2020 Raw, where he did a segment to commemorate 316 Day. And while he's already done voiceover work for WrestleMania 38 commercials, the WWE wants the bionic redneck in a much bigger role. More from Raw now, as after months of reports and speculation, the breakup of AJ Styles and OMOS finally happened. During Miz TV, the A-listers said that the Giant told him he believes Styles is holding him back, and later in the show, the pair lost to the Mysterios. Post-match, OMOS ended their partnership for good, slamming the Phenomenal One to the mat, and we'll just have to wait and see what the new year brings for Styles and OMOS now that they're singles superstars. Fans will get to see AJ Styles in action next week, but you won't have to wait until Raw to see the former world champion. It's been confirmed that Styles will appear on tonight's edition of NXT 2.0, and Grayson Waller seems ready for the Phenomenal One, as he tweeted about Styles' impending appearance. There's no word on what WWE has planned for Styles on tonight's NXT 2.0, but having him around couldn't hurt the show, as the company continues to try and bring up the viewership of the paint-splattered brand. Now, in an era of non-intelligent, all-too-trusting babyfaces, Edge's return has been a breath of fresh air, as his years as a heel has kept him on his toes for any tricks by the modern-day villains. On the cutting edge, the Hall of Famer welcomed Maurice for what seemed like a therapy session, but while the former Divas champion was airing the couple's dirty laundry, Edge saw right through her and was expecting an ambush from The Miz. Instead, the A-lister's music played and he attacked him from behind anyway, and the kiss between Miz and Maurice proved it was a ploy all along. This feud between Edge and The Miz is expected to be very short-term, so there isn't any harm in him getting one over on the Rated R Superstar, ahead of what's assured to be a loss for The Miz at Day 1. Fans shouldn't expect to see Mustafa Ali at Day 1, as he's been struggling for TV time over the past few months, but that's for a very good reason. On last Friday's SmackDown, Ali didn't appear for his hometown of Chicago to see in person, and was not featured for any promos for this week's Christmas Eve show. According to Fightful, the former Retribution leader has been sent home by WWE as he wishes to support his growing family. They write, "We are told that while he asked for a couple of weeks for paternity leave, that amount of time had already passed, and it appears that there just wasn't anything planned for him for the Chicago shows. We've also learned that WWE sent Ali home early for paternity leave, and he's not been on the road since before Survivor Series." It's also reported that Ali was around for last Friday's SmackDown, but when creative had nothing for him, he made his way back home. It's hard to tell when Ali will make his comeback to TV, as he's not been a part of any WWE programming since Survivor Series, and he'll need to make his name once more when he returns. In early November, Jeet Rama was one of the latest names cut from WWE after a surprisingly lengthy tenure with the company. Despite over 6 years with WWE, Rama didn't make his televised debut until earlier this year, and during this time, he noticed a very distinctive trend about how he and fellow Indian wrestlers were booked. Speaking to Sportskeeda, Rama discussed his time in WWE and accused the company of stereotyping Indian wrestlers as villains, saying, "WWE is a business at the end of the day. I can't tell them to make business decisions around me. They're doing what they think is right from a business perspective, but why is it that you take any Indian WWE wrestler? Why are they always made heels? Why are we only presented as villains? Why do they have to behave in such a manner that the audience there insults them and boos them?" Rama added that he didn't feel good about working in WWE at the expense of his heritage, and recalled Jinder Mahal being booed at a live event in New Delhi. "My soul couldn't come to peace with the fact that I was making money by misrepresenting my country. When I wrestled at a WWE live event a few years ago in Delhi, I saw that the Indian audience was booing Jinder Mahal. Isn't there something seriously wrong if your home audience isn't cheering for Jinder Mahal? At some level, we as Indians have to compromise when we go to WWE. This is the weakness I wanted to eliminate." Rama has lofty goals now that he's out of WWE, and said he wants to create a new wrestling platform for Indians where they can play both heels and faces, and we'll have to see if that project gets off the ground. Over to Raw now, as plenty of matches have been confirmed for next week's edition of the Red Brand. After Dolph Ziggler defeated Damian Priest this week, albeit via countout, the show-off has earned a match against the United States Champion for next week with the title on the line. Finn Balor will also continue his feud with Austin Theory next week in a match set up by Vince McMahon, while Otis will take on Randy Orton. After breaking up this week, AJ Styles will collide with OMOS, and we'll have to see which of the former Raw Tag Team Champions stands tall on the final Monday Night Raw of the year. And we're ending today with Vince McMahon, who remains the man in charge of WWE and is the ultimate decider on who gets fired. Plenty of names have been released from WWE, especially recently, but Michael Cole has been part of the company since 1997, despite some close encounters with the dreaded pink slip. During a Q&A at Steel City Con, John Bradshaw Layfield recalled one time where Cole's job nearly ended, after he referenced Jimmy Snuka during the debut of Superfly's son Deuce on WWE TV, something he'd been told not to do. Vince's response was, "Michael, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna fire you. No, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna kick your ass. No, I'm not." He's debating with himself at this point and he goes, No. I'm gonna kick your ass and then I'm gonna fire you. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm coming down right now." JBL went on to say that McMahon eventually cooled down and even admitted that he lost it for a little bit there, but it goes to show that you never want to be on the wrong side of Vince McMahon. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.